Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our 12th class syllabus. So 12th class syllabus is concerned, as far as botany is concerned, there are 5 units of it. They are reproduction in plants. The first unit is reproduction in plants. Second unit is genetics. Third unit is plant ecology, biotechnology. Fourth unit is plant ecology, and the fifth unit is economic botany. So there are 5 units of it. Out of these 5 units, the 2 units are very difficult, especially the genetics and biotechnology chapters are very difficult. The remaining all the chapters will be easy. When we compare the 11th class syllabus, 12th class syllabus is very far easier than 12th class syllabus. So if you listen to the class very perfectly, as well as after immediately if the lesson is completed, you will prepare well. If the materials, if it is issued, then immediately if you read well, this chapter, these units, this each and every part of this botany will be very easy. You can easy to score central as well as in higher marks in botany. Okay, just I shall explain the superficially about botany, about what are the lessons we are going to discuss in this entire academic year. First of all, what are the things we are going to discuss in the first unit? For example, the first unit is having only one chapter, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction in plants. So in this unit, we are going to deeply discuss about how asexual reproduction takes place, how sexual reproduction takes place in plants, especially what are the parts which will be responsible for the reproduction, and how these reproduction takes place, what are the processes which are involved in, such as pollination and fertilization. Then after fertilization, what is happened, these are all the things we are going to discuss in the first chapter. As for the second chapter is concerned genetics. So genetics is having 2 lessons. One is classical genetics, another chapter is chromosomal basis of inheritance. Both the chapters are very difficult. If you listen very carefully about this chapter, this lesson might be very easy for you. But you have to observe very carefully, then immediately you should read and practice. So next chapter is biotechnology. Biotechnology is also a very difficult chapter, like genetics. So there are 2 lessons are there in biotechnology. They are principles and process of biotechnology as well as plant tissue culture. So these are the 2 chapters which will be very deeply discussed. What is, just I shall go through genetics. So in genetics, if you see, Gregor John Mendel, Astrid Monk have been explained about details of genes, chromosomes, DNA and all these things. So in his experiments, he has explained about monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, test cross, back cross, as well as in the chromosomal basis of inheritance, we are going to discuss about crossing over, recombination technology, linkage, and various other processes also we are going to discuss in details in the concept of genetics. Next we are going to discuss about biotechnology in the 3rd unit. In this 3rd unit there are two lessons are there, 2 chapters are there. They are in process and as well as the basic principles which are involved in biotechnology. So in this process and principles we are going to discuss about how recombinant technology is used in modern day genetic engineering, as well as various types of process, what are the enzymes which are involved in for plant tissue culture or biotechnology. These are all the things we are going to discuss. Next one is plant tissue culture. How a small cell or part of the cell or part of the organ, how they can completely produce the entire organisms. There is the totipotency. How the totipotency is formed in plant tissue culture. These are all the things we are going to discuss in the plant tissue culture chapters. This is also somewhat difficult, but if you listen very carefully, these might be very easy to you. So next chapter is plant ecology. This plant ecology is 3 important chapters. They are principles of plant ecology. This is first chapter in plant ecology. Next one is we are going to deeply discuss about the ecosystem. Ecosystem is something about interrelationship between biotic and abiotic components. How these various types of ecosystem like pond ecosystem, forest ecosystem, marine ecosystem, or even freshwater ecosystem, everything we are going to discuss in the ecosystem concept. In food chain, food web, all these things we are going to discuss in ecosystem. These are very easy lessons. Once if you go through, you will understand very clearly. So next we are going to discuss about what are the basic issues which will be related to the environment. So environmental issues will be discussed in the last chapter of plant ecology. And last and final unit is economic importance. In the economic botany, we are going to discuss about plant breeding. How the plant breeding techniques will be increasing the yielding as well as we can able to produce disease resistant, high yielding capacity of plants. How can we produce by either conventional method or modern techniques we can use. So these lessons are very easy to use. And last we are going to discuss about economic botany. In the economic botany, we are what are the plants are economically useful for us as well as entrepreneurial botany is also will be discussed in the last chapter. So this is a superficial idea about the entire syllabus of biobotany in 12th class. So today we are going to discuss in details of reproduction in plants. Especially today we are going to discuss about asexual reproduction in plants. What is reproduction? Reproduction is nothing but production of any one of the same kind of species. For example, mango plant can able to give mango sapling. Similarly, neem tree can able to give the neem sapling. Coconut tree can able to give the neem coconut tree. So that means each and every plants they can produce their young one or offspring to perpetuation of its race. What is mean by perpetuation of race? So the new young one of the plants, if it is produced again and again, the entire species will be maintained. So this is most important purpose of reproduction. So the reproduction will be help us in many ways in each and every agriculture, forestry, as well as horticulture. These are all various field of botany. We are going to discuss in detail later on about reproduction. Now we are going to discuss about what is asexual reproduction. So basically reproduction is divided into two types, namely asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. These asexual reproductions are nothing but it is a reproduction is a process in which the production of young one of the plants or the organisms, even animals also will be included in this process. So reproduction of plants or this asexual reproduction might be takes place in the lower plants, especially like bryophytes, pteridophytes, algae, gymnosperm, fungi. In these plants, not gymnosperm, these lower plants will be having these kinds of asexual reproduction. What is asexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction is something the production of young plants without involvement of production of gametes and the fusion of gametes. So production of gametes means production of male and female gametes. This is also called as gametogenesis. Male gametogenesis, female gametogenesis. You produce male gamete, then this process is called male gametogenesis. You produce female gamete, then this process is called female gametogenesis. So both are combined together are called as gametogenesis. So if the reproduction without involving gametogenesis, okay? The second one is without involving fusion of male gametes. So both the processes without involving gametogenesis as well as fusion of gametes, if it is not occur, if it is producing the young plants without involving the fusion of gametes as well as gametogenesis, then the process of reproduction is called as asexual reproduction. So especially as I said just now in the lower plants like algae, bryophytes, fungi, in some animals, this asexual reproduction is very common. Asexual reproduction means they cannot able to produce seeds, they cannot able to produce any fusion of gametes or sexual fusion might not be happen. In such a case, how can they reproduce? So they can reproduce by conidia, for example, Aspergillus fungi, Aspergillus penicillium. These are all the fungi can able to reproduce by a conidium. So conidium will be formed from conidiophore. These, whenever the conidium is formed on the soil, they can produce the young one. So these are asexual organelle or trabecule will be produced from the plants like fungi like penicillium or Aspergillus. They can reproduce conidium. Similarly, if you see bacteria, they can able to divide by binary fission. So binary fission is not a sexual fusion of reproduction. So this is also one of the asexual reproduction. Then if you see Spirogyra is an algae. It's a minute, a filamentous algae. So they can reproduce asexually by fragmentation. What do you mean by fragmentation? The entire organisms are cut into small pieces, each and every peace will be developed into new organisms. This is called fragmentation. The certain organisms like planaria, they can regeneration. What do you mean by regeneration? It is not reproduction. The loss of part will be reformed again. Such a type of asexual reproduction is called regeneration. So in such a way, various types, if you see some of the bryophytes like Markantia, they are having a specialized structure like gemma. Gemma cup will be there. Inside the gemma cup, gemma will be there. This gemma, plurally it is called gemma, similarly it is called gemma. So the gemma can be able to produce young. So with the help of these various types of propagules are the parts of the plants which should be producing the young one without involvement of sexual fusion. Such a type of reproduction is called asexual reproduction. So another type of asexual reproduction is also there in higher plants. It is not there in the lower plants. They are called as vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction. What is vegetative reproduction? Any part of the plant means root, stems, leaves, or even underground rhizome, corm, bulbs. Such a type of parts of plants, if it is producing buds and roots, even if it is present along the parent plant, then these buds can be separated. These each and every buds can develop into new plant. For example, these vegetative reproduction which are very common in some of the plants which cannot be able to produce viable seeds. If you see, some of the plant can be able to produce in flower because it is angiosperm. Angiosperm is flowering plant. So flowering plants can be able to produce flower, but they cannot be able to produce sexual reproduction. Even the sexual reproduction is produced, there is not possible to produce seeds. So viable seeds, if they are unable to produce, they can reproduce only through vegetative reproduction. So vegetative reproduction is vegetative parts like roots, stem, leaves, bulbs, rhizomes. These parts can be able to produce young one of the plant. Then this is called as, what do you call? Vegetative reproduction. These vegetative reproduction might be takes place naturally as well as artificially. What do you mean by naturally and artificially? If the plants are producing by themselves to using the method of vegetative reproduction, it is called natural method of reproduction. Now artificial means human being in the field of agriculture, in the field of horticulture, or even forestry department, they can be able to produce the techniques which will be used of vegetative propagations. These methods are called as artificial method of reproduction. First of all, I shall explain about the naturally occurring vegetative reproduction. If you see naturally occurring vegetative reproduction, the plants which can use either roots or stem or leaf or underground rhizomes or bulbs or suckers or stolon, such a type of reproductive parts can be used to produce vegetative reproduction. That means they can produce young one of plants from the vegetative parts of the mother plant. So another important thing is, one very important thing about asexual reproduction as well as the vegetative reproduction is, all the plants are identical, genetically identical. Not only genetically identical, morphologically as well as genetically identical. So you might study, these are all morphologically and genetically identical organisms or organs are called as clones. You might study 11th class, etc. Now we are going to discuss about vegetative reproduction, how it is naturally occurring. You might have observed around your house, around your garden, around the field. Just we can look at the board.